one of the playoffs, the Fever had nearly 2 million viewers tuning in, while all the other games had around 400,000. Even the WNBA Countdown, which was aired before the Indiana Fever game, had more viewers than 2 of the series.
The league versus Caitlin Clark, and that is just absolutely false. It is unfair to the women that have been there building this league to this moment so that Caitlin Clark's popularity could take it to the next level.
After losing in the playoffs, it appears like Caitlin Clark will be out of league basketball for an incredible 23 days, and viewership is already suffering.
Looks like we're not going to be seeing Caitlin Clark play basketball again for another 200 days. An ESPN reporter said at the end of the Indiana Fever Connecticut Sun Game 2 that Caitlin Clark almost definitely will not be playing basketball this offseason. So no overseas and no 3-on-3 unrivaled league.
Although WNBA analysts and fans have already announced that they would not be watching, let's examine how Caitlin has affected the league this season.
The 2023 season, the WNBA had grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlin Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that means is if the WNBA were continue to grow at the rate it grew from 22 to 23, it would take until 2028 to do what Caitlin Clark did this year.
Fans were shocked by Caitlin's statement, but now ESPN analysts Molly Karam and Monica McNutt will discover who the true face of the WNBA is, given that attendance will be at an all-time low for the season.
Wonder if Caitlin, in every post-game press conference, she came out and talked about the kind of hateful comments that she was getting. If she came out and told everybody the reason why she has personal security that goes with her every single place, it's a lot. And so it's not just Caitlin Clark fans or Indiana Fever fans. It is not all going in one direction.
With the official conclusion of her first season in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark, the Iowa superstar, has demonstrated that her presence in the league has been nothing short of revolutionary. Throughout the season, the rookie sensation, who was renowned for her ability to make plays and shoot from a distance, enthralled spectators and broke attendance and viewership records everywhere she played. Regretfully, Clark's impact on the league cannot be overstated. This season, she was the driving force behind the Fever's league-leading attendance numbers both at home and on the road. However, her rookie season ended after a tough playoff loss to the Connecticut Sun, ending what many had hoped would be a deeper postseason run.
She's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league. And she's a rookie, targeted by society, targeted by her looks, targeted by her reputation, targeted by the disrespect that they've shown to the WNBA. She said, now they're expecting this rookie class to be perfect. This rookie class isn't even one of the best rookie classes in the last 10 years.
When Clark was on the court, arenas were crowded with excited fans, some of whom traveled across the nation to watch her shoot from deep, deliver pinpoint assists, and display her incredible basketball IQ. Her performances were nothing short of spectacular, drawing large crowds and increasing the Fever's national visibility. As a result, the Fever saw a sharp increase in popularity and became one of the WNBA's most watched teams. But now that Clark is out of the playoffs, the WNBA is doomed.
The Clark effect is definitely real. I mean, we can all see that. However, experiencing it in person is totally different. I was at the Fever and Indiana game last night, and the amount of 22s that I saw on the way to the arena and inside the Capital One Arena might as well have just been a home game for Caitlin Clark. Not Indiana, Caitlin Clark. The thing is, that didn't surprise me. But what did surprise me was how packed the game was.
Fever fans aren't the only ones feeling the void. The WNBA as a whole is already witnessing a noticeable decline in viewership due to Caitlin Clark's absence from playoff weekend matchups, which typically draw some of the season's highest viewership numbers. Without Clark on the national stage, fans weren't just watching their favorite teams. They were watching Clark because of her incredible performances, which made her a must-see. TV Caitlin Clark is no more merely a team player. She is now a superstar whose impact goes well beyond the Fever. Her gravitational pull was a key factor in the WNBA's expanding audience. Thus, her absence from the playoffs is a loss for both her club and the league as a whole.
Caitlin's departure, do we think that these new WNBA fans are going to stick around for the rest of the playoffs? The Liberty Aces series might be one that draws some numbers. The disparity between 1.8 million and around 400,000 is wild, especially with football season being in full swing.
It's uncommon for a rookie to have such a profound effect on a professional league, but Caitlin Clark is anything but typical. From the first second she set foot on a WNBA court, She commanded attention, and her incredible performances immediately placed her in conversations reserved for all-time greats. Many have even drawn comparisons between her presence in the WNBA and NBA players like LeBron James and Stephen Curry. The excitement she brought to every game went beyond her own fan base, and she became a league-wide phenomenon. Her ability to dominate offensively, while still being a playmaker, made her a true unicorn on the court. The enormous influence she has had in only one season is demonstrated by the fact that so many fans have decided to skip the WNBA playoffs without her.
Okay, now let's not talk viewership, let's talk ticket sales. Bear with me. Ticket sales grew in 2023 by 16% from 2022. Ticket sales have grown by 93% in 2024. What that means is without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA would have taken till 2029 or 2030 to get to where Caitlin Clark has gotten them today.
When considering her season, it's evident that exhaustion might have been a major factor in the Fever's inability to advance farther in the playoffs. In a short and demanding period of time, Caitlin Clark played an incredible number of games in both college and the WNBA this season, almost matching the number of games NBA players play during their regular season. With that demanding schedule, it's no surprise that Clark appeared to be exhausted by the end of the season, but even during those physically taxing moments, she managed to deliver elite performances, showcasing her remarkable endurance, basketball IQ, and willpower. Clark went from leading Iowa to the NCAA finals to playing for the Fever, and then straight into the WNBA playoffs without much time to rest or recover. Everything was left on the floor, Facing the Sun, by Caitlin Clark. Even though Clark had one of her best games ever, scoring 25 points, dishing out 9 assists, and bringing her signature fire and intensity to the court, the Fever's dreams of making the playoffs were dashed. Despite her brilliance, Clark didn't back down from the opportunity to carry her team on her back during pivotal moments of the game. However, basketball is a team sport, and the Fever's failure to consistently support both sides of the court ultimately sealed their doom.
With Caitlin comes millions and millions and millions of more eyeballs. And with those millions and millions and millions of more eyeballs, unfortunately, is going to come some people who are not nice.
In Caitlin Clark's final game, fouls unluckily became part of the plot. A number of dubious calls were made against her, which frustrated fans and analysts alike. Many wondered if she was being officiated differently because she was a rising star. Despite the setbacks, Clark maintained her composure and kept pushing her team forward with determination, trying to will them into the next round. However, without constant offensive support from her teammates and a little more luck on defense, her valiant efforts simply weren't enough to defeat the Suns' relentless play.
Things that this group accomplished that, a lot of people probably didn't think was possible, one, to start the season, and two, after the start we had to the season. So, yeah, it'll definitely be probably a little weird for me over the course of the first couple weeks, and then I'm sure I'll get bored and pick up a basketball again. So,
as of right now, Caitlin Clark has decided to take a well-earned break. There is no sign that she will be playing in 3-versus-3 competitions or joining a European team for the offseason. Instead, she is choosing to rest and recuperate after a physically and mentally taxing season, whereas many players use the offseason to improve their skills abroad or in smaller tournaments. Given that she played almost as many games this season as an NBA star while carrying the heavy burden of being a franchise player in her first season, Clark is taking a break to put her health and recuperation first. In addition to the physical strain of a lengthy season, Clark also had to deal with the emotional and mental strain of leading her team and being in the national spotlight. Her impact on the league is undeniable, and her quick ascent to fame has attracted a number of new fans to women's basketball, but without Clark in the mix, the league is already experiencing a noticeable drop in engagement. It's not just die-hard Fever fans quitting for the time being. The WNBA as a whole is losing viewers who had specifically tuned in to watch the breakout star in action. Clark's dynamic play and captivating personality gave the WNBA a level of prominence it hadn't had in many years. After much searching, the league discovered that Caitlin Clark was the face of women's basketball.
They don't want it to grow if it's certain people at the face. And there is still this undertone of jealousy that for some reason I cannot get around calling it anything else but that, because I don't know what else it could be. I thought it was going to get better this season, but it hasn't. There are still people who seemingly, to me, feel like they just don't want Caitlin to be a part.
Global. Caitlin Clark has had a significant impact on basketball. Her incredible performances at Iowa and her stellar rookie season in the WNBA have made her a household name not only in the US, but also internationally. She has inspired a new generation of players and brought a level of excitement to the sport that hasn't been seen in years thanks to her clutch shooting and fierce competitive drive. However, now that she is not playing, the WNBA's global spotlight has dimmed slightly, and the decline in viewership without her active participation highlights her widespread appeal and the magnetic star power she brings to the game. It represents a change in the internal perception of women's basketball that goes beyond individual games. The WNBA is seeing the ripple effects of Clark's absence, demonstrating how much she has grown to be a key player in the league. Worldwide expansion, Caitlin Clark is rapidly becoming as the face of the entire WNBA, not just the Indiana Fever. With her out of the playoffs, the league is already feeling the effects of her absence. As the WNBA playoffs continue without one of its biggest stars, it's becoming more and more clear how much Caitlin Clark contributes to the league's development and appeal. Her explosive play style and dynamic presence have made her stand out as a transformative figure in women's basketball. She represents the future of women's basketball, not simply another athlete.
Response of folks that don't think she is praised enough and she is above reproach in terms of criticism, or that praising another player is an affront to her, is like, whoa, bro. Like, also, like, you're in my mentions talking about women's basketball. I've never ever seen you before in my life.
Despite having a strong pool of gifted players, Caitlin Clark is the one propelling the WNBA to new heights in terms of popularity, drawing crowds and growing its fan base. With her on break, the WNBA must navigate through a time when one of its biggest draws is off the court, leaving a note. Her ability to garner attention both on and off the court has made her a key figure in the WNBA's expanding global reach. Her disappearance has created a noble hole in excitement that many fans find impossible to fill. The Fever's incredible season, which was marked by the league's highest home and away attendance, is evidence of Caitlin Clark's profound impact on fan engagement. Her ability to attract crowds and ignite excitement around women's basketball has been unparalleled, but since her team is currently out of the playoffs, some of those devoted fans have decided to stop watching the WNBA altogether until she returns to the court. This speaks volumes about the influence Clark has not only over her team, but also over the league itself. As we look ahead to the upcoming season, all eyes will undoubtedly be on Clark's return, and fans are already anticipating her return because they know that her presence has the potential to change the league and reignite the passion she brings to the game.
What is the major point that you want to make here, your major thesis statement on this? Because every time Caitlin Clark comes up, I feel like there's something that you want to get off your chest in terms of this narrative, where you're frustrated.
Well, first of all, I'm not frustrated. Number two, I did get stuff off my chest on numerous occasions. I'm just reiterating my points because I think one of the things that needed to be mentioned was that even though Caitlin Clark is new to this, and even though she has proven to be a potentially sensational player, the resentment that some, not most, not all, that stuff that was going on was real.
Caitlin Clark's influence on the WNBA is already established, despite the fact that her debut season ended earlier than many had anticipated. From her long three-pointers to her fierce competitive style, her captivating play and ability to captivate spectators on the court and on screen have cemented her as a key player in the league's future. As she takes a well-earned vacation, the WNBA faces a serious challenge: how to maintain the momentum without the woman who has emerged as its biggest star. Clark provided a level of excitement that attracted new fans and increased viewership throughout the league. One thing is certain: Caitlin Clark's return will be one of the most eagerly awaited events in WNBA history. Her presence has changed the league, and when she returns to the court, the WNBA will once again feel the full weight of her influence. Clark's absence has created a void in fan engagement. forcing the league to navigate a quieter period. Fans are already counting down the days until her return, and it's evident that the league needs her presence just as much as she needs this time for rest and recovery to return even stronger. Since Clark's fame draws followers from all over the world, there has been a noticeable lull in excitement. Until then, the WNBA must figure out how to get through this slower time, while knowing that everyone in the basketball community is anxiously anticipating her return. The return of Clark promises to rekindle the league and pave the way for yet another season of transformation. If you liked, please leave a like. Additionally, subscribe to see more videos immediately.